Hi, this is Daniel Yo from the Enneagram Connection. Today is episode 14 of the Healing Relationship podcast, and it is the first podcast for the year 2025. So far, we have covered the Enneagram personality types 1 to 4, and today we are going to do a brief introduction to the Enneagram Type 5, or the wise person. Sometimes we call them the Investigator. If you come across friends or people who appear to be calm and sometimes detached, they spend a lot of time processing their thoughts, and a lot of time they prefer to be with themselves than mixing around in a social setting. And if so, you may be coming across a type 5 in the Enneagram personality profiling system. 5s are attracted to and value wisdom and knowledge and being competent. They just want to understand the world and make the world a more enlightened place. For them, life is about having insights, learning about the nature of things, observing and see how things fit together. One of the concerns of the type 5 is, what if I am not knowledgeable enough, or what if I am incompetent? And when that happens, they turn into their cognitive aspect, they turn into their head. Their ability to observe, to process things, to question. In that space, they feel safe. They take refuge, as we say, in their head knowledge. And sometimes, without knowing, they could cut off their emotions away from themselves. And also, they try to minimize social interaction with people. While there's nothing wrong or bad with wanting to know more, to be an expert or to be competent, however, it will hamper one's growth if we choose to stay with our own thoughts and not engaging the society, not engaging with people, or not engaging with life fully, both with our knowledge and our feelings. Some years ago, I was working with a teenager, maybe 14 years old, and I suspect that he could be a type 5. And the reason being, he's a very private person. He doesn't talk much. During one of our coaching sessions, I asked him a couple of questions, and it was interesting that he took very long time to reply to those questions. The question was, do you understand what I've just said? And he kept quiet for 1 minute. I was very curious, meaning I don't judge him. I asked him, do you understand me, or you need more clarification? He kept quiet. I paused for another 5 seconds, and then I asked him again, what does your silence, what does it mean? And he went silent for another 10 seconds. And finally he said, I don't understand what you've just said. In summary, when you next meet people who appear to be like a type 5, just be mindful that they are processing what you have told them, and it is not that they are not paying attention to you, they just need a lot more time to process it. The other thing about a type 5 is that they prefer to stay with their knowledge than to engage people. Now, this happens when they are not mindful. I'm not saying that all type 5s are like that. Many type 5 that I've worked with or spoken to told me that when they wake up in the morning, they feel that they are refreshed, that they are charged up. And by noontime, their energy level is depleted to 50%. And when it's time to go home at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, they just want to dash home, go back to their sanctuary where they can feel safe, secure, nobody disturbs them, and that's where they recharge their battery. And all type 5 told me that they get very, very drained out mentally at the end of the day. Engaging a type 5 requires a little bit of sensitivity and respecting their boundaries because they don't want the world or you to know too much about them, and you got to be okay with that. All right, we've come to the end of this episode of our podcast. Thank you very much for listening, and I'm very excited that I will be meeting some of you in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia over this weekend at the foundation phase of the Enneagram Connections program. And if you're curious to find out what we do in this program, do check us out at www.seedoflife.com. And when you are on the main page, click on the tab Healing Relationships. All right, everybody take care and hope to see you one day. Bye-bye.